This is going to be a shorter video than usual. We leave Mulin and we head down the Zadar Canal, which is between Zadar and an island called Ugoljan, a great name there, Ugoljan. And we're heading for a bay called Sukosan because we're running late and Candice needs to catch a flight to the airport. So she's going to take a bus from Sukosan and I will catch up with her later. And we are leaving our anchorage in, where were we? We don't know. I will find out and put it on the screen. And we are heading to Sukosan, which is a little village about 10 kilometers from Zadar, 10 kilometers past Zadar. So we're going to cut through a narrow passage, which I can see up ahead. And then we're going to turn right and we're going to sail past Zadar and hopefully have a nice view of Zadar. And eventually get to quite a safe anchorage and one we can be in for a few days without needing to move. And so Candice can go and catch her bus and I can do a bit of other shopping that I need to do. 1 kilowatt on each motor. Ooh, nearly 1 kilowatt on each motor. There we go, 1 kilowatt on each motor. We're doing about 4 knots and we've got a headwind of about 10 knots, so who knows, maybe it'll be a sailing day. So the place is called Mulin. We went for a nice walk yesterday. We ended up on this side of the island where there's no anchoring but lots of mooring balls, but to be honest I think we had the better spot with a super clear water and lots and lots of fish in it. Quite a busy little channel over here. We're getting overtaken by the sailboat and I think it's cutting a little bit too close, but you can understand why with the big Yadrolinia ferry boat going past it as well. And the boat that overtook us now has got the sails out and it looks like it's a very fine pointing. I think they must have maybe 35 degrees of wind, which is very impressive that they can point into that. Definitely not something I could sail into, but we are going to be turning right twice, so at the very least we'll get the Genoa out, maybe the mainsail, we'll see how things go. Up ahead is some very shallow water. It's a beautiful colour. Camera doesn't show. So we're making relatively good time. We're going past what looks like, let me zoom in, Zadar Old Town. We'll have to go and check that out probably tomorrow sometime. The wind is very light, coming from almost directly behind, but not quite. So we're doing my favourite kind of sailing, which is very easy. I've got the Genoa out but not the mainsail, so I'm not shading any solar panels, and we are motor sailing, so we've got probably about 8 or 9 knots of wind coming in, and I've got 1.8 kilowatts on the motors and we're doing 5.2 knots, and we've got a nice following sea, so there is some swell but it's directly behind us, which doesn't shake us around at all. Yeah, for an easyish day. What is the wind angle? The wind angle is 165 degrees, so we're not getting a lot of help from the wind. If I put out one of my spinnakers, if I had the ability to do that right now, that would probably be much better. But you know, it's catching some wind and it's probably sped us up by about half a knot is my guess. Maybe a whole knot. And yeah, Candice is working. One dog is sleeping, the other one is looking for food, and I'm watching the boat drive itself because autopilot seems to do all the work. You just pull a few lines here and there and press a few +1s and -1 buttons and occasionally a whole +10 and -10, and I just make sure we don't hit anyone. There's another view of Zadar. There's the cruise ship anchored there. The wind has picked up, it's about 12 knots now, still at about 165 degrees, so our speed is increased from probably 5.5 knots mostly. Heading to our destination, we'll be there in just over an hour. So we arrived in Sukosan after about a 16 nautical mile trip. Sukosan, as you can see over here, is the largest marina they've got in Croatia. It is really, really huge. There's thousands of boats there. But this area around here where I'm tapping now is a free anchorage and very well protected unless the wind comes from sort of a southwesterly angle. At some points we were anchored a little bit out over here, and so the westerly did come in and affect us a little bit, but it was a very nice place to stay. And the main reason was because it was very convenient after not having access to a shop for a while. There's a very large Tommy's supermarket. You actually can't see it on this Google Earth map here, which has just been built, and that meant we could get everything we needed in the shopping centre. We could go and explore the town a bit. We used this pier over here to dock our dinghy, and the touristy area was all along this road over here, and quite a cute little old town in this area to walk around in. I ended up spending about 3 days there. I had a friend come and visit on a boat called Flo. He was anchored not too far away. He'd spent a week there already. It was really hot and humid, and I thought this would give me the perfect opportunity to test my new humidity sensor, so I gave that one a check. Candice, what's the humidity?
It's about 60%.
Okay, thank you. In my next video, I have a race with a monohull, first under motor, and then later under sail. So we'll see how that one went. And then later on I get cut off by some lunatic mariners who almost bump into my boat a few different times, which was one of the highlights of my entire sailing career. So you'll get to see all of that next time, but for now, thanks for watching.